no guests this time because we haven't talked in a while, and I figure we have a
It's
lot
been
to
a
talk about.
hot minute, like 2 months or something, minimum.
Has it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just making up numbers.
Yeah. It has
it
been
been
a
that long,
while,
I mean?
for sure.
I think it's the longest gap we've had.
Oh. Why not longer?
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of All Chat. It has been 2 months since I've had Aiden and Quinn have the time to join me for a podcast. We finally have this little break between EWC and TI, though apparently not that long of a break because there's this event in China. And Quinn, are you going to that? Is that why you?
I am. I fly tomorrow morning. I can't wait to fly again. Actually, I'm not sure how long my flight even is. Let's see.
No rest for the wicked. Aiden, why didn't you guys go to this?
I think we didn't want to go.
Thank you. Thank you for that wonderful breakdown of analysis of your.
That's really all there was to it.
We didn't want to compete for $700,000. Oh man!
I think team said don't go, and then we didn't go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I ask when you guys decided this? I have to imagine it was before EWC.
I think before EWC was over. Yeah. At least.
Okay. Okay.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, EWC didn't work out for either one of you guys, so you want to talk about that?
I'd say we were like top 2 teams.
I would also say that.
Top three. They lost to Spirit and we lost to Falcons, so we're essentially third.
Amen.
So shame on you, Cap.
Our game against us was also closest anyone came to beating Spirit, so
that is true. That is true. Yeah, I didn't see Liquid put up the same kind of fight, I guess.
Hello? Dude, no. I have beef with you, Cap, actually.
Okay,
you and SVG are our biggest haters. I am like convinced now. I used to think it was only SVG, now I know it's both of you.
Why do you think it's both of us?
It's for sure you're included. Okay. That's all I know.
Why? Why do you think I'm included in this?
You just hate her.
That can't be true because I have to most of the time I diametrically oppose SVG because it's good back and forth, right? Except for Dota analysis.
SVG is back and you're number 1 hater.
What
all I know is Cap must love us because Avery's biggest gaming hater ever.
That's also true. He hates both of you guys, so that means I have to love both of you guys. What did I say that makes you think that I'm a hater? Huh?
I mean, I'm gonna be real. I don't know myself, but I've just been hearing rumors that Cap is a big hater.
Rumors.
And that's all I need.
From
that's
who?
all I
William?
need. What do I know? I don't remember who talks to me.
What do I know?
When people tell me things, I remember what they say, not who said it.
Okay. All right. Well, let's say hypothetically I was a hater. What's the problem with that?
I don't know.
You guys are the most beloved team in Dota. You can't handle 1 or 2 haters?
Okay, do you think we're loved more than Spirit?
From the Western side, maybe. Overall,
I would say
Dota, no,
Spirit,
obviously not.
I think Spirit are loved more than us.
I would say so too.
Okay, if we did an event in somewhere in Western Europe or the US or Southeast Asia, which cheers do you think are going to be louder, Liquid or Spirit?
Our chant is just way too lit.
Let's Go Spirit can just as easily fit the exact same. It's the exact same beat. What do you mean?
Okay. But at EWC, Falcons were trying. They were like, "Let's go Falcons," and I'm just like, guys, come on. That's literally our chant. Like, it doesn't work. It's not the same.
Don't say it's our chant. It's not some high, fine work of art, okay? They didn't compose the Mona Lisa in audio form. It's ever-loving 4 syllables.
Dude, jealousy is like at an all-time high right now.
Oh, yes. Very jealous. Very jealous.
I think it's way funner when they go, gay men. At least that's, like, funny.
That is pretty good. They had to be careful with that one at EWC, though. The Falcons
it's okay. We didn't play in front of a crowd.
The Falcons fans were something. So there are a number of topics about EWC. Do you guys want to talk about your team performances first, and then we'll get to all the other stuff?
I mean, I don't know what there is to talk about, really. It's just we would have been like 3rd and 4th, easily if the format didn't suck.
Okay.
That's all.
I'm also down to just full blame format. It is the worst format of all time. Okay, not of all time, but like in the last I don't know, heck, in like 4 years or something, it's the worst format.
Agreed.
Like
Agreed.
it's just crazy low competitive integrity. Like I didn't feel in that tournament we were that bad. I actually felt we were pretty decent. I think we should have won the game one against Spirit, and then I don't know, maybe it's a series, we kind of just got spirited in a bit of a stupid way, which is our fault. But like, I don't know, like we're not bad. I could feel it when we were playing. We're not bad, but we got 8th, and I'm looking at the heckin' roster teams. I'm watching their games. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna lose to a lot of these teams, but what can you do? Sometimes you play against a team that wins a tournament first round. Cool.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Aiden, do you feel the same way? Do you feel like
I think
your
our
team was
series
actually
against
very
Falcons.
good?
I think our series against Falcons was atrocious, but
Yeah.
we had 6 days in between playing I think a really good group stage till playing officials, and since we're just all making excuses for our poor performance, I would blame format like crazy. I feel like that's kind of weird. 6 days off. Hello.
Yes, and the problem with that is that you guys, it's all the teams that got first place in their groups. They alone have that 6-day break. Whereas TI, we have like a 6-day break, but like all the teams that make it to the final bit all experience kind of like around the same day of number of break, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel like that's
does this TI have a 6-day break?
I mean, we were talking about the TIs of the past, right? I don't know if it's that long, but we've had TIs.
I think they were like 3 or 4
right?
days. Yeah.
Seattle was very long. Seattle was like a week.
Yeah.
It was like 4 days, I think, that one.
Yeah, I think 4 or 5.
Dude, I felt like I was sitting in the abyss for like a million years. Which TI was that? Was that 12?
I mean, it probably closes out on a Sunday, then they start up again on Thursday or Friday, right?
Something like that.
Yeah. So,
for me, this was like by far the longest. I should have just flown home.
Which part is more egregious? The break for the teams who are in first, or the single elimination?
I mean, I honestly feel like the break. If I'm just being like blunt, I feel like the single elim, there's some aspects of it that you could argue are hype, but like 6 days, we were there for, they fly us in like 2 days early, right? So we fly in, we have media one day, then we played for 3 days, and then we had 6 days off, played one day, and then I was like there for another 2 days until I could go home. Just like the amount of time that I'm like not doing anything was kind of ridiculous. I think it was.
I mean, the silly thing is just like there was enough. We were there for 2 weeks. They could just like make it a real format. Like they didn't need to do this. Like they could have made it double elim and had the tournament be shorter than it is. But instead they just we played like one game a day or something, one best of 2 a day, when we could have played normal amounts of best of 2s and got the group stage out of the way really quickly, or they could have just seeded us into a double elim bracket. I don't care, but you could have had something way higher competitive integrity, and it taken less time.
Yeah, for whatever reason, it seems like EWC is set on single elimination for all their games, and Dota got to avoid that for the previous years, but now we're being forced into single elimination, which again, I don't like. I think if you're one of the 2 biggest tournaments of the year, you should have double elimination. But even then, if you're going to do single elimination, I feel like there was a more robust way to do single elimination than what we ended up with.
What do you think that is? Like, how would you have done it differently?
I mean, I would have been even more down with a full 16-team single elim.
I also think the bracket should be bigger. That's how it was at the old majors. The bracket is humongous when you do single elim, because when the bracket's tiny, it's just kind of boring.
Yeah. And we at least could have had some every game from the start would have been something interesting, and you would have been able to seed things out, and then some of the teams get momentum. Maybe you have some sort of upset early on or something like that. But I don't know. I just feel like this was kind of the worst of the situation, because you put teams in an uneven playing ground, which is that break you're talking about. It was no surprise to me that the teams that got first in their group, 3 of them bombed out in the first round, right? They had this break, they come back, 3 of them don't make it in their first playoff series. It was only Spirit.
Yeah.
And Spirit was obviously
I would even argue Spirit should have
good
lost.
form.
No?
Wait, say that again?
I think Spirit should have lost. The way the game looked, the first game.
Game one, they should lose. We just
and then
like idiots.
Yeah. And then I feel like they might also have lost. I don't know. I just feel like when you looked at it objectively, every team out of like the break didn't look that hype.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
Both of you guys did find your form though coming into this tournament, even if the results weren't good. You guys got first. You beat Parivision again. Aiden, you guys are going on quite the run against Parivision.
Well. To be fair, that was with Toby, actually, because I was sick.
Sure.
So this was like since the time we played him in the finals, my first time beating them.
Oh, really?
Whatever that was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see.
But yeah, my team got Pari unlocked, dude.
I guess so.
Downloaded.
Okay, do you think you guys actually have them on lock, or do you think that their form is dropping? Because that's what Spirit apparently thinks. They think Parivision is their form is not nearly as good as it was.
I mean, I think I always think that a lot of this has to do with heroes, like in the meta and the patches and what's good, what's not good. Like I feel like what made Minecraft so toxic was a lot of his heroes, and I think a lot of those are just like gone. He can't really play the same way he did before, so the team overall is like not as toxic to play against, from my perspective at least. There's no Slark running around like destroying your entire map.
Yeah.
Okay, what changed about the meta then coming into this tournament? Because it did seem like both of you guys got a boost.
Sounds like a Quinn question.
I'm trying to think what actually changed. I don't know. I mean, Furion's still broken. Naga's still broken. It's like the thing is, the changes have been happening like slowly over time. Like, because the thing is, they didn't like nerf Slark or something necessarily. It's just other stuff kind of got buffed. Like Dirge and Naga got buffed whenever they were winning every tournament. Like Dirge and Naga weren't good. Like my like feeling is also that like I think their players need to play in very specific ways and play very specific types of heroes. Like Satanic will always play ultra turbo hard carry in last pick. No one is like somewhat of a flexible player, but I think to me like DM and 9 class are the most like specific. Like they were trying to jam this ogre offlane because I feel like it's the type of way DM wants to play. But like for instance, they did not play Dawnbreaker or Axe, like the two like some of the best offlaners of the tournament. They don't play either hero. Like that's really weird. And I think that says something about like the way the team plays, because DM's a skilled player. I'm sure he's capable of playing Axe and Dawnbreaker. They can't be that hard. But like for whatever reason, the way they function generally, just like I don't know, it just doesn't make any sense with the heroes that are good right now.
For the life of me, I don't know what offlane is. This like scrim stuff? Did you guys play against offlane ogre? Have you guys tried offlane ogre? Me and Avery were sitting there going, like, we don't know why this is a thing. Why Parivision is insisting on doing this, because I don't know what it gives you, and I don't know why it's good.
I can explain to you. When you have the best carry player in the world, you just need to give him all the steroids, and he will carry.
Yes,
buff him. You could do that with support ogre.
Yeah, but then you don't have Chen.
Yes. More buffs.
You can have Chen and ogre.
Okay. So do you think Satanic's the best carry in the world, not you, Toro?
I'm just saying from Pari's perspective.
Right? Okay. All right.
If you can't beat Satanic, imagine Satanic with buffs.
Yeah. Exactly. You can't beat him. He's just too good.
What is invincible squared? Like I don't even, like an unstoppable force meets immovable object.
All right. Spirit came into this. I mean, they looked maybe the most dominant I've seen them. They were just crazy good at this event. What did you guys make of Spirit and their form and what they were picking?
Can I be honest? I feel like I respect that team a shit ton, but I cannot remember the last time they beat us at an event. Like in a knockout stage. I genuinely cannot remember the last time it happened. So I will believe they are in form when they can beat us. It's like us beating Falcons. It's just not happening, you know? I think we're like 0-5 or 0-4 against Falcons in last series. It's just like the system is rigged. Like there's a script for sure. I just don't know about it. Like someone behind the scenes is like scripting these things. And they wanted Spirit to do well at this event, so they put us on the opposite side of the bracket.
Are you guys like, have you guys knocked out Spirit multiple times?
I feel like every event we play them somehow, and we usually win.
Okay.
I will check for you.
I was about to say, I can't check that on the spot. I see a blast.
Actually, I don't know how to do it.
For you guys.
Okay. That
You
one.
guys beat
That
them
one doesn't count.
in PGL Wallachia season 4.
Okay.
They
What
beat
else?
you at Dream League season 25.
Okay, Dream. Okay, I'm gonna say Dream League and Blast are not real events.
There's a
They-
lot of caveats here. is all
You
I'm
got
saying.
Hello.
you guys beat them at ESL 1 Bangkok. Was
Okay,
that
did we beat them
elimination?
at TI? No, we lost them at TI.
You
I
did
think
not play
Bangkok.
them at the
Yeah.
most recent TI. The TI before that, you lost to them.
No. We lost to them in groups at RTI actually. Maybe we don't do that well
Oh,
against them.
maybe
It's
you
just a
were.
feeling.
You beat them in the 1-win series finals 3-0.
That's important.
That's a
Big
big one. That's a
event.
big elimination right there.
I think generally we do well against them. Let's put it that way. Maybe I'm
Okay.
like
I'll accept
misremembering.
that. I'll accept that. But you will abstain, I guess, an opinion on Spirit's form.
No, I think their form is good, but I think like, I mean, it sounds weird because like, obviously
Just
it's
say
me,
what
but
you
I
want
feel
to
like
say,
some
and that they're
teams,
lucky that they
some
matched up
teams.
against Falcons in the
No,
finals.
That's not how I feel. But I think like some teams, it's like proof of how good they are when they beat certain teams. Do you know what I mean? Like I feel like us beating gaming at TI was like proof that we're like actually not frauds and just lucky bracket. You know what I mean? Because
Okay.
like it's just like tendency to lose. And I feel like for Spirit, like out of the top 6 or top 8 or whatever, I think we're like one of the harder teams. It's like if gaming beats BetBoom. It's like it happens once like every 2 million years. So then you know they're good.
Quinn, is this true? Do you guys have like a really bad losing streak against BetBoom?
The stats would say that for sure.
Okay.
I think it's like a 25% win rate in officials.
It is not a good win rate against them. Even with Anton, we still just did not have a good win rate against them.
Yeah.
Like I remember at like Bali Major and crap in like scrims against them, we would get like turbo stomped in 15 minutes. Like we could not, and like we beat them in that one final, but like we should not have won that final. That was unreal luck that we won the Dream League against them. Like they were also blasting us in every game then. Like I don't know, for whatever reason, that team just has always blasted us.
All right, cool. Well, you got to face Spirit, so I guess you're the best expert on talking about their form because they only lost one game, which was against Extreme, and then they probably should have lost that game 1 against you guys. I mean, I really thought you guys were going to win that one. And then they did not lose. They didn't come close to losing after that. Like every other game they matched up against Parivision, I feel like they had that pretty well in control, and that final was probably one of the most one-sided finals I've ever witnessed. So,
I mean, I feel like they're definitely not in bad shape right now. I mean, I also think Spirit is like, as a team, one of the hardest teams to like disrespect. Like you can like think a lot of other teams are frauds or the way they play is cap or whatever, but like Spirit is just really honest. Like the way they play is they don't flex heroes really. They don't cheese you. They don't counterpick you in lanes. Like they literally just pick draft integrity and they just are skilled. That's all they do. They literally just see what hero you pick. They pick what conceptually is good against that, and then they pick scale. I actually think that's why Extreme has a good matchup against them because I think almost nobody takes the path of picking scale against Spirit, and I think Extreme does that. Extreme is the only team that will pick even more scale than you. You can like never outscale Extreme in draft or some crap. Like it's always on my teams, which is why I think they have a good matchup against Spirit because I think Spirit is a pretty slow team in like how they like to play. If they have an opportunity to play fast, they can. Like they made some really nice moves in Game 3 in the finals and stuff, like bringing SF mid and stuff like this. But I think generally their style is they would like to chill and like have clear timings and stuff and like kill you when you run into them and stuff like those are the things they're good at. And I think people don't take the pathway of picking scale against them that often, which I think conceptually should be what's correct. Is if you have ease of execution, like I think you can beat them in lanes and stuff because I don't think they're like ultra exceptional laners. Like they're solid, of course, but like they're not crazy to me.
well, I suppose that conversation is going to remain theoretical with you two talking about it because you two are like the fastest teams. So I'm not really expecting you guys to try and take scale against them. But
I think we can. Like with Anton, we would never do it. Of course, we would just try to turbo stomp. But I think with Watson, it's like a decent amount different. Like we scrimmed them and stuff a bunch before EWC, and almost all our scrims were like I think we're like 50-50, and our games were pretty close.
I did notice that you guys were slowing down a bit. Avery took that as you guys swinging more towards Watson's style of play. And I don't know how Malady and his preference in playing. Do you think that's true? Where do you think that it's coming from?
Yeah, I think I think like Watson is a very, very talented, very skilled player, and his strong suit is not like being a crazy psycho like Anton, right? It's like he plays with items more, right? Like they're very different players, both very good, but they're different, and you have to acknowledge that. And I think we still try to play relatively fast. I think we're faster than a lot of teams, but I think at the end of the day, like you have to meet somewhere in the middle. And Watson doesn't want to play Lifestealer and go hog wild. He wants to play his heroes, and he can make moves and stuff, but they're not the same player.
So you're telling me that you didn't watch that finals and watch that SF play and tell Watson he should play more like Yatoro? Gank the mid lane
No,
with the
I mean,
Shadow Fiend for you?
I mean that heckin' line to play more like X is so heckin' grief. It's unreal.
Bro,
It's such an
told
unreal
Ace
grief
to
thing
play
to
more
say.
like sub dude.
Dude, saying it in a final is like so grief. That's crazy. But no, I mean that was just a good move. And I think the thing is, like, I think a lot of tier 1 players would make that move whenever your team feels good. And like I think what Spirit's really good at is I think they are very aligned on how they want to play. And they all like buy into it a lot. And so I think whenever that's the case and everyone's like trusting each other and stuff, then I think that's why they look like so in sync and so like ghosts on the map. You can't catch them and stuff because they're kind of like they're all just kind of chilling and playing like naturally, like they're not like I think didn't Maposhko or somebody say like it was really easy in the final or whatever, or like in the interview.
Yeah.
Like I know how that feels like, and Aiden probably does too, like in the TI final or whatever. Like whenever you're in like a good state, like you can after the tournament, you don't feel like we weren't like unbeatable or some crap. We weren't like Lee Al Gai, but like you're just kind of chilling and you're meshing well, and the game just feels kind of easy. Like I said it after every final match or every series win in Lima, I was like that was so easy because I was used to losing every match on any teams. Like that's just how it feels when you're like doing when you're in sync.
I mean, I think it's just Dota in general. When Dota makes sense to you, it's just simple. Like when everything comes together nicely.
What'd you make of
What were you about
that
to say?
Shadow Fiend play? Like, were you guys just blown away? Like, I thought that was like, I've never seen a move like that in Dota.
Bro,
Like,
what do you
straight up.
mean? Have you not watched like Diracho play Dota for the last like 7 years?
Yeah, but
People have
okay,
been
he would
making moves
usually
like
go
that.
gate. I've never seen a
No, but,
carry
like,
leave
people-
his lane,
okay.
go to river to gank a support, and then continue to make that rotation into mid. Like at
Okay, I
level
feel like
5 or something. He was like level 4,
there's-
wasn't he?
I was surprised Yatoro was doing it. How about that? But
Okay,
I will tell
okay.
you, like, if I die like that to Diracho, I am like not surprised. I feel like it's like it makes sense, or Mickey doing that, or like even Skeeter for that matter. Like, I feel like these guys have been doing this stuff for a while now. Like, if you see Mickey play Monkey King, he'll be there minute 4. Like, yeah, the SF was like a bit new, but
Yeah,
I feel
okay.
like
I was about to say,
wasn't
it's
it
one
like
thing to
minute
say
6
Monkey
though?
King moving around the map. Like, yeah, sure.
He was
but
level
Shadow
4.
Fiend was something else, though.
It was minute 6, right?
Okay, I'm gonna. This is
Yeah,
like
it
a
was
little
right
bit
before
like
minute
it's like if
6.
Miracle did it.
Yeah.
Okay, no, that's the thing. Miracle. I was going to mention this. Miracle did do it. Like playing IO Slark back in the day, they would do this. They would just run behind mid, like at during nighttime. This is like a thing people did. It's not that common, but it does happen. It's not unprecedented.
Okay. I guess I
I
felt
wouldn't
like
say it's like revolutionary. It's just revolutionary because Yatoro did it. I think that's like the main thing. It's like I wouldn't expect him to do it. If I played against Spirit and there's an SF on the rune minute 6, I would be surprised.
Yeah. Okay. I can definitely see that. Again, yeah, Duraccio is playing Shadow Fiend. I was more so surprised that a Shadow Fiend is making that move personally, but
Yeah.
I think for them, it's not because of Shadow Fiend. It's because of Sniper. Like it's an idea they have about Sniper that when there's
I think-
Sniper, you gank him at all costs. Like there's some comms about how mid is going. What was the mid hero? Is it Ember?
Ember Quap?
Oh, it was Monkey
One or
King.
the other.
Yeah, like it's like
Monkey
quite
King,
volatile matchup. Like Sniper can die very easily. Like for them, it's a Sniper understanding thing. I'm pretty sure it's not an SF understanding thing. It's just like somebody comms us that this Sniper should die at some point, and the wave is pushed, and they're like, "Yo, just walk mid." It's like not some crazy thing. It's just like their idea is that you should kill Sniper, and so then they just do it whatever means necessary.
we played against XM snipers so many times. They know the threat is real. They got to shut down that guy early.
Yeah, that hero's unreal garbage right now. I think he didn't win a single game at the tournament.
There were some.
You're telling me XM didn't win with Sniper?
He did not. It was 0-2. One XM game, one Malrain game.
That's crazy.
There were
Those
some
Sniper
pretty
geniuses
garbage
lost.
heroes that were picked up and did not do anything. Spirits matchup was against Falcons. Falcons making the grand finals is definitely surprising. Did you guys think that they actually leveled up, or was there a bit of bracket luck or something? Because Aiden, it seems like you guys just have a terrible matchup against Falcons.
Maybe a bit. I think they just went back to what works for them, and
Okay.
that becomes like a skill check. It's like, are you good enough to beat us on our best heroes? And I feel like a lot of teams fail that skill check. And then Spirit just kind of, like played somewhat meta and also had good answers against them. So they kind of passed it. But I think for like us and Tundra, we kind of just failed the skill check.
By their heroes, you mean Amar heroes? Because that was the biggest thing for me that stood out. It was just like all the Amar classics are back on the table, apparently.
Amar,
I mean, it's Mallory too. He's playing Primal and Razor every game. He's playing some Beast Virgin, Ancient Stacking crap. It's like, it's all like the 18 million stuns and like random, level 30 heroes, right?
Yeah. Which was crazy.
And they're good at it.
Spirit didn't rely on the same offlane pool. I mean, there was that stat that Collapse played a different hero every single game of EWC or something like that. Like he's playing Lycan out there in the grand finals. I was just like, what? Collapse Lycan? I don't think I've ever seen that before. It turns out he's like 10-1 with it now. Crazy stuff. The Falcons matchup. That was an annoying matchup, wasn't it, Aiden?
What about it?
You want to talk about the crowd?
Oh, the crowd, dude! I love the crowd. The crowd had one chant that was actually so good.
Yeah, what
they kept going. What do we think of shit? And then he would say liquid, and then he would say, "What do we think of liquid?" And then people would respond with shit. I thought that one was so funny. I'm sure anyone that has gone to like football games has heard like that a billion times before, but I'd never heard it at a Dota game before. So I thought it was like peak. I enjoyed that one.
It was pretty hype in some ways, getting some like actual coordinated chants. Unfortunately, those coordinated chants I don't think we're coming from Dota fans, but we're coming from people who had gone to a class before to learn how to do football chants or something.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, some of the stuff was like maybe not that funny. It was just them yelling like "We hate liquid" and stuff like that. But I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like everywhere we go, there's like 9 billion like "Let's go liquid" chants, which is the best chant, by the way. And then for once, like Falcons had some people chanting for them, and I feel like that's like okay. Maybe their chants weren't the best, but not everybody can be like "Let's go liquid" here.
My favorite one was the one where they show their back of the jersey to you guys. So they're just not watching the game and they're showing the back of their jersey, but there's no name on the back of their jersey. So it doesn't even make sense. Because normally in football, like there's a name on the back of their jersey that you're supposed to be showing off. It's just like it doesn't even make sense there. But so I guess you were not tilted by that. I would have been tilted. Just because you know it's like fake. Like if it was real fans, you'd be like, okay, yeah, sure. But
I mean, there was enough to be like annoyed about with our gameplay, but like, there wasn't like enough space to care about that kind of stuff. To be honest, at least for me, like our gameplay on that week, like on that weekend or whatever, was so bad that it was like enough to, for me at least, take all the attention.
Yeah.
I will say that how obnoxious the fans are being made every single person root for Spirit. Like I'm good friends with Andreas, and I played State for Falcons. I like the guys on Falcons, but I was rooting for Spirit, and everyone and their mother that I knew was rooting for Spirit because holy crap, those fans were so unbelievably intolerable. I just could not stomach a world where they won the tournament. Holy cow!
I think the part of it was the fact that on the final day I went out there to watch the third place match, so I actually went into the stadium, and they kept trying to kick me out because the spot that I was sitting in was like a Falcons reserve spot. Apparently, Falcons get their own like half of the stadium that is reserved for Falcons fans. I assume that's because they won last year, that they're the champions of EWC or whatever, so therefore like they get certain privileges like the Champions Lounge or whatever. Did anybody get to, I guess you guys did, nobody neither one of you guys beat Falcons. Wait, Quinn, did you guys beat Falcons in groups?
Yeah, we were 1-1.
Okay. Did you get? I heard there was some sort of Champions Lounge for all the Falcons players of the various teams, and then any team that
No.
beat Falcons.
It's just any team that won a game.
Oh, won a game. Period.
Like-
oh, okay.
Like
Last
it's
year,
like
no?
like the winners of last year, the winners of Dota 2, the
Yeah.
winners of League, etc.
So Game In won last year, right? So they had
Yeah.
access to the Champions Lounge.
Yeah, I mean, it was just like a room with some couches that wasn't like. I mean, the thing is like there were so many more games at the same time this year compared to last year that like the player lounge is like kind of hell. There's like 75,000 people in there at all times. It's so loud. Holy cow! Also, FPS players have no manners. They're unreal loud and obnoxious. So like having like a private room, even though it's just like some chairs, was nice.
I'm gonna be honest. I glanced into that room and it looked fucking pathetic.
It's
I
not.
was
Yeah,
like,
it's literally just chairs. It's just chairs.
Yeah. It was pathetic.
But it's like there's like walls and it's like guaranteed chairs, so we don't have to
Yeah.
like, I don't know, get scrappy.
True.
I feel like there's some sort of story behind this. FPS players are animals.
I mean, you heard it too, I'm sure. Before you go on like the main stage, you're in like the shared space, like the heckin' white room. I don't know what it's called.
Yeah.
The
You're
white
talking
the
about
white
the
room
Valorant
for
players
stage.
screaming at each other.
Yes, the Valorant players are just like unreal animals. After every single like round they play, there's let's go. The score is like 1-12 or something. They're the team with 12 wins. They're blowing them out the water. The enemy team is like having like their limbs are hanging off. They're like, let's go! Like, what is wrong with you? Like, you're in a shared space, you Neanderthals. It was unbelievable. Yeah, I did an interview with Purge, and I like we were talking about it, and Purge was like about to tear his hair out over these people. Like, it's unbelievable.
It was really obnoxious because our green room area was in that same area, so it was just nonstop. It was just constant screaming whenever a Valorant game was going on.
You could hear it on the stream too. Like every 10 seconds, chat was spamming what face because it was like, I don't know, you were just getting jump scared by these clowns over here clicking heads.
You know what's funny is we every single year at EWC and we are, as you said, it seems like we're getting more games running at the same time. The talent have our own interactions with the other game talent, and without fail, for some reason they put all our green rooms in like the same area, and everybody has their own TV and everybody has their own control of the volume of the TV. And it just becomes like a combative space where like everybody's trying to hear their own game and like people are turning their TV up way too loud, you know. It's just it's so obnoxious. Fuck.
Is this a
Wait, who's the
hotel
biggest
or
culprit?
What's that? What'd you say, Aiden?
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just asking the biggest culprit of the TV arms races.
I mean, last year was Counter-Strike. Counter-Strike was right next to us, and it actually came to like a space where the talent managers had to like talk it out with each other or something like that because like they just kept turning their TV up and we couldn't hear anything from ours. It was just like, what what are we supposed to do, man? We can't even hear our own game. Jesus. I don't know. It was pretty funny. Today this time it was Valorant, and then the talent were really chill for Valorant, but I remember like the Mobile Legends at some point when we went to playoffs. Mobile Legends the TV was really loud. Same issue every year. But all right, well, anything else you guys want to talk about for EWC? Okay, I have one more question. Then, if you have nothing else, is Spirit the GOAT?
I don't think anything.
Are they the GOAT team? 2 TIs, 2 EWCs. Because I did the trophy call and I called them the best to ever do it. I was like, you know,
how many majors
to the greatest of all time line, which I think if they win TI this year, if I'm doing that, I'm calling him the greatest of all time, you know.
I think if they win TI, yes.
Of course.
But I feel like OG won like how many
four
majors?
Right?
4 Valve majors.
Was it 3 or 4? I thought it was 4. It's Kiev, Boston, Frankfurt, and then Manila?
Yeah, I think so, right?
I think the only one they didn't win was Shanghai, where EE GOAT.
Right.
Yeah, so I think
I feel like I feel like they're probably like even now. I don't know. How do you feel, Cap? Do you think they're the goats?
I mean, I feel like there is the major wins. There's more of them, but at the same time, I feel like they mean less because the roster was pretty different back then. We carried over, like Seb was the coach, and then you had No Tail and Jarex,
Jarex
right?
and Ana.
And for me, like, they had Ana as well. You're right. Like for me, when I think of the OG, the 2-time winners, like a big part of that for me is, Thompson and them putting that whole squad together last second, blah, blah, blah. So it's like part of it, they still get the points for the major wins, and they also get more off of winning it 2 times in a row. But in a way, I don't know. Spirit just they have some sort of longevity that I feel like goes to their favor.
Spirit's, I guess, yeah. Like I would say, like as a team, maybe like the same. Let's say 4 players at least, or 3. I guess at this point, it's like Imposter, Collapse, and Yatoro that have been part of all the wins. But I still feel like I would put No Tail's achievements higher than theirs because I also think that was like the golden age of Dota or whatever you want to call it as well.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys agree with that, but I think it was like I would probably still put that slightly above, but pretty close. I would say it's definitely between the two of them. I don't think any other team is like really in the running.
Okay, but for now, for you would still side on OG being the goats.
Maybe, and there might be some bias because of like the time they did it.
Sure.
I mean, that era was definitely more magical. Like it was I don't know. Dota was it was the miracle era, right? It was just more of a there's nostalgia attached to it. I mean,
Yeah,
I
exactly.
personally I think either Collapse or Yatoro is the GOAT. Like I used to think it was other people, but at this point I think for me it's almost indisputable that I think either one of them is the GOAT.
Okay.
As of now. As a team, I think you can make an argument for OG, and I think that's a reasonable argument. But as in terms of players, I think one of them is the GOAT, and I actually don't think it's close anymore.
Okay, I'm with that. But if you had to choose one, Quinn, which one are you choosing?
I think it's Collapse.
No. Okay, fine. I meant on the teams, but fair enough.
Oh, if I have to choose one between the teams, I think I'm going Spirit, just because I think Dota is harder now than it's ever been.
Okay. That's what I was going to ask you. You said like, we were talking about this magical time, but like, isn't it harder to win? Like, do you think it's actually harder to win now than it was before, Aiden?
I mean,
go ahead, Quinn. You can answer first.
I mean, like I think it depends. Like I think if you were one of the top teams back then, it was easier. If you weren't one of the top teams, it was impossible. But like there were less top teams. Like I think back then, like 3 teams could win a tournament. Whereas like you look at this EWC, I think 7 teams could win the tournament. I think everyone besides Aurora could win the tournament. Like in the top 8. I think that just makes like the fact that every series is really hard instead of like potentially in a playoff bracket you have 2 free series and then your top 3 and then the series from there on out are like coin flippy because you're playing against like real teams. But back then, like your first 2 rounds, like you can look at OG's. Like I was fodder for OG's wins both times, or no, one of the times. Like some casual optic gaming, gets walked out, no chance to win the tournament. Well, boom, out of the heckin' park over the fence, and that's not as much the case anymore.
I would agree with that. I think the top 8, I would say, is like really competitive, at least right now. Like I don't even know if there's been any year with 8 like properly teams that I would consider like all 8 are like on par with the top teams kind of. But I agree also with like the fact that I think back then like the knowledge gap was just too big between the best and the ones that were like slightly below. That it just was too impossible to catch up. But I think that also speaks to like the talent that the people had that kind of reached that peak, or like how far ahead they were of the general curve. I think like we kind of don't have that in Dota the same way anymore. I think even though like Spirit looked amazing this event, I think if you replay the tournament 1 week later, they might not even win. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I feel like with OG at TI 9 or like Liquid TI 7, you probably get the same result no matter how many times you play it out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
OG TI9 was like insanely dominant. It was like a complete flip from TI8, where TI8 it felt like this magical journey that like maybe couldn't happen again if you ran it immediately afterwards. But like
Yeah,
TI9, there was no question, you know, like, and it started from
yeah,
early on in playoffs. You were just like, oh damn, OG came to like win the whole thing, and there's like maybe LGD can stop them.
They were bulletproof.
yup. And I mean, I think that's like the main difference maker. And if you want to argue that, like, I mean, I would say playing Dota today is harder than it was back then, but the gap that those players managed to create between themselves and like the next step was bigger than it's ever been. So
Yeah.
in that regard, maybe it, you know, like it was harder to accomplish that. Like it's harder to create a big gap between yourself and like a bunch of other people trying their hardest to be the best in the world, I think.
Yeah.
So that I think it's like hard to say which is like more impressive in some ways. And I think, but I do think like the nostalgia factor for me would maybe say that back then it was like I would say that it's harder, but it's kind of like, you know, I could go either way.
Sure.
I'm like 51-49. Yeah.
What do you think of Quinn's argument about individual player between Collapse and Yotaro? Because you said No Tail, you feel like No Tail's achievements eclipse pretty much anybody else's in Dota. And I'm inclined to agree with that, even though I don't think he is the greatest player to touch the game. In a way, like what he achieved throughout the entirety of his career is like, I don't think there's really any other player that comes that close.
Yeah, I think you would have to argue metrics like, you know, uh if you want to like if you truly want to realize like decide who is the GOAT. But I think like uh for me at least, I would say like playing with No Tail during that era, I think was probably like the biggest advantage you could have as a good player. Like if you wanted to win tournaments, he was the person you wanted on your team, I think. And that's why I guess for me, I think like I would pick him. I think today, if you want to talk about it, it's like I think Yatora and Collapse are both like incredible players. But is the gap between them and like the next person in line like that big? Like between Neta and Collapse, you know, like
Sure.
if you have either of them, I'm sure you're going to be really, really happy.
Yeah.
So for me, I think I would probably still put No Tail just because of like achievements and like gap, I guess, to their peers at the time.
Okay. What about between
It's just different metrics.
Collapse and Yotaro themselves? Is there one that you vibe with more?
I mean, I would play with Collapse personally because I've always like, I think after the TI, what was it, 10? Watching him play like Blink Stuns, I was like, holy moly, I want this guy on my team going in, and I can just play Oracle and save him. You know, like
Yeah.
that's my guy. So I think between the two of them, that's the person I would like prefer to play with.
Fair
Yes,
enough.
if I let's say had to choose.
I do think Collapse in a way gets like I think it is fair that him and Yotaro are on like even ground when it comes to GOAT debate, but like Yotaro is sort of the de facto that everybody goes for. And it's the de facto that I'm gonna go with, right? If I'm calling the story of like a finals, it's Yotaro who I'm gonna call the GOAT. Even though maybe I personally feel like Collapse has made a better argument for it in his play and stuff. It's like something about like Yotaro and the story and the legacy and the bald and everything that he's got going on. You know, it's just like it's too good of a story. You know.
Yeah, and I think if you asked me this after TI 12, I would have said Yatoro without a doubt.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like I feel like this event was more of a Collapse event than the Yatoro event
Yes.
for me.
Agreed.
And that probably has like create some bias. I remember TI in Seattle. I think it's 12.
Yeah.
Like Yatoro was like unbelievable machine. You know, like he could play anything, and it just felt like the most broken thing in the game.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I saw him play stuff that like just feels so not him, like CK or Weaver, and like it just looked like he was doing everything. But I think this event, like I think you even said right, that Collapse played like a different hero every single game in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, the whole
And I think
tournament. He didn't play a
the
single
whole
hero twice the whole
tournament.
tournament.
Yeah, I just think like stuff like that obviously is like it makes you stand out, and that's probably like why I'll lean more Collapse right now, or like the patch was like really good for him.
Yeah.
Whereas it's not as 1v90 as Yatoro would like to look like the best.
that was not going to stop him from picking some of the heroes that he picks, but you know, him and
Yep.
Ame are just going to die on that hill. And
but he shows up to runes.
He shows up.
That's
to
how you know
runes.
he hates his life.
All right. Well, looking forward to TI. I guess you have this. What is this? Clay Vision.
Yeah, Snow Rui, something.
Extreme, Tidebound, Yakult, Nigma, Tundra,
Hog.
Bedboom, Gaiman, Yandex, Paravision, Boom. Aiden, who's gonna win that?
So I said at the start of this year that Nigma's going to win a tier 1 event. Hasn't happened yet.
Time's running out. TikTok.
They are still going. They are still going to TI.
They are.
But I think they're going to win this one.
This is not a tier 1 event. That's
counts.
what I'll say.
This counts. No. If Nigma wins it, it's a tier 1
holds
event.
it as a tier 1 event.
Okay.
I call
if Nigma wins this event, are you already pre-joining for when Nigma wins? I feel like you can't.
No, I mean, Nigma will not win the event, but if they did, it would not be a tier 1 event still.
Hello? Tier 1 teams such as
the
Gaming
team that
Gladiators.
just won the last
Bet
tournament
Boom,
is not there.
Doesn't matter. Betboom, Gaming Gladiators, Party Vision, I think. All the top tier teams are going. Except the frauds, like Liquid and Spirit. And maybe Falcons.
All right. Well,
it counts.
Aiden will keep on huffing that copium. Anything to say about TI? Anything else you guys want to talk about?
I'm looking forward to it. I think it's the most fun in the year.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the tournament that means the most. It's special. Like I can feel it. I can feel how much I care. Compared to a lot of other tournaments, I don't really care that much. I'll be honest these days. But TI, I can feel how much I care and how much it how much it matters. Like my family doesn't come to other events, but they'll go to TI, and it's like more people are there. It's more of an event that I don't know. It's just special, and I'm just glad that I get to go. To be honest, I try not to take it for granted.
Yeah, no, I mean, I feel the same way. I think maybe it's something interesting to talk about is like EWC versus TI, and like if one,
I feel like we had that conversation last year and the year before that. When that was an actual debate. I don't think it's a debate anymore. I don't think it's anywhere close.
Think so?
I don't know how you guys felt about it, but I felt like this EWC was actually worse than the previous years, and I felt like more of a cash grab. Like people cared less, and it was more just tuning up, and some of that is format, some of that is fatigue, whatever it is, right? But for me, it felt like this event isn't even close to TI. Whereas before, like when it had a much bigger prize pool than TI, then I could at least start that question with players, even though I know they're 95% of them are going to say TI. At least I could start that argument because players, at least the community is thinking about it. Like, would you rather win a whole bunch of money, or would you rather have the legacy that is TI? And I know, most players who are playing care more about the legacy than they do the money. But now, I mean, it's close to the same amount. The format's dramatically different. I feel like it's not close. Don't you?
No, I would agree. I think the important thing to touch on is that I think the gap has grown in the opposite direction.
Yes.
Of maybe what people expected. Because I think when they did the 15 mil Riyadh, I think there was a real discussion of is this gonna become the main event of the year?
Yeah.
But I think the way that things moved this year with the format, like you said, and the prize pool reduction, they kind of are stepping away from it, which is to some degree a little bit sad, because I think it would have been cool to see Valve and EWC duke it out for main event of the year. I think that would have been really hype for Dota as overall. Competition is good. But now I feel like TI can just keep running no battle pass, and we're still gonna care about it more. Which is a little sad.
I mean, Quinn.
But yeah, I agree.
No doubt, right? Anybody for you, I know TI all the way, but any other players, is there anybody you've heard that is oh yeah, EWC, that's the tournament I care about the most?
Not anymore. Like you said, maybe when the price was bigger, maybe some players are greedy enough that it's all I care about is the money, but it's barely even more now. So it's who really cares?
Yeah. All right. Well, that's a bit of a downer to end on, but I really have nothing else. I just wanted to get to have a quick get together with you guys. since it's been so long.
Mm.
Talk before, you know.
I
Maybe we
guess
can get
something
another one with a
um,
guest before TI, but I don't know how free you guys are leading up to that time.
I'll have some time after the China tournament, like a week or something before boot camp, maybe slightly longer.
Yeah.
Okay, I actually thought of something that I think, or I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I'm kind of curious.
Okay.
You know, like years ago when TI was like by far the biggest event, people kept yapping about like how what is it called? Like we should spread the money out and we should have a more like even ecosystem and like it would be way better if we had more events with less prize pool. This was like I remember like everyone was all about it a
Yeah.
few years back.
Yeah.
And I feel like now we have that.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of curious, like, what do you guys think it was like the right decision for Dota as a game, or do you think it's like, was it the right way to go about it? Did we do it in the right way? Like, how do you guys feel about it?
Mm. Okay, I'll go first since I will die on this hill that TI's gigantic prize pool was not good for. I think it had more drawbacks than people think. I think there was a large ripple and it affected a lot of Dota 2 esports. And I think the space could have been a lot healthier if there wasn't just one tournament that was all that mattered in an entire year. Yes, it did
So
come
you
with
would keep
great.
this?
What?
So you would keep it this way, you're saying?
I think it is hard to compare this and 16, 2017 because we're in a very different era, right? Less new players, less new teams, right? With everything kind of is just like solidified at this point in time. We're not really getting breakthrough teams, we're getting breakthrough players, right? We're not actually getting a group of like 5 guys who are making it through to the top. Like the CDCs, the Digital Chaoses, the Wings, those sort of teams. We're not getting those anymore. Region diversity, we don't have the same kind of region diversity. So there's a lot of things going like that makes this a very different era. But I do think all around, it is better for the space to have more of this sort of setup where TI is still the biggest prize pool, but it doesn't surmount everything by 25x, you know. I think that's healthier, and I will die on that hill.
Interesting. Because I feel like the problem with the current system is that like the games don't really feel like they matter.
Mm.
It's not as exciting. I feel like you have, I mean, we've talked about it before, but you have like, we saw Spirit Falcons, right? EWC Grand Finals, and a week from now you can get it again.
Yep. Yeah.
Potentially. And I feel like it kind of something about that doesn't like quite sit right with me. I feel like Dota is like one of the most competitive games and one of the most like I don't know like toughest games to get good at. And the fact that you just like you get another chance in like 2 weeks to me like something about it I just don't really it removes a lot of the hype. And I don't know if viewers like agree, but I would imagine like while it's nice to always have Dota on your second monitor while you're working or whatever, it's probably not you don't get the same peaks from the game. And I think like that's I don't know if it's related to the prize pool, but I would say like something about the current system to me just makes it a bit boring as a whole. The year doesn't become as exciting as maybe it used to back then. Or that just might be me like, being more involved and being
No.
around for so long.
You're definitely right about that. There is an oversaturation of games. There's an oversaturation of seeing again because things are more solidified. Yes, there are 7 teams who can win a tournament, but at the same time, you're just seeing those same 7 teams over and over and over and over again, right? You keep on watching
Yeah.
the same matchups time and time again. You know,
And
there
it's
is
also the same
definitely
patch, right?
yeah.
Like you see the same patch for like 4 events.
Yeah.
And there's development. Like people like if you leave the game unpatched, you will see like things will move, heroes will move. That's just how it goes. Given enough time, people will figure out how to beat heroes with other heroes. But it doesn't carry the same excitement as like, TI is right around the corner. You have no idea what any of the teams have been up to for the past like month. And now suddenly they're gonna like duke it out and you're gonna see all these like cool heroes that you have no idea how they work. And they're gonna be played in combinations that you don't expect. Whereas like I feel like we might not have a patch from EWC till TI. We might just be playing like the same stuff. Naga Undying might be permabanned unless somebody figures out how to beat, one of these heroes. And I think it's just something about that. It doesn't give the same like Christmas feeling to me as years ago. So I think like if I could change anything, I would like it if like like ESL Blast, Fissure, whatever, they ran like one big event a year, and then you had TI and EWC, and maybe they could do a few like smaller online tournaments. But this like 12 750K tournaments per year thing, I feel like it doesn't. I would imagine for like longevity, it's probably not that fun for people to watch, and viewer numbers probably will go down.
Quinn?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, in terms of the prize pool thing, like what ended up happening was not like back then. People wanted TI's prize pool to get disseminated out amongst the rest of the scene. That's not happening, right? Like the prize pool just disappeared. So it's like the tournaments went up, like in general, but I think that was not because TI went down per se. Like I think
I
that
mean,
was. I
it's
don't
a
exactly
different
know why that
pot
happened.
of money entirely, right? Valve,
Yeah,
Valve
exactly.
isn't
It's not
distributing the
Valve's
extra,
money.
250,000 to ESL to like pump up that tournament prize
Yeah,
winners.
exactly. But I mean, to me, I mean, we talked about it like one of the prior weeks. But to me, the reason why, I mean, I think there are too many tournaments. I think online tournaments suck, and I think running rinse and repeat tournaments in the same places sucks. Just in terms of like for people to care about stuff. Like I don't know, beggars can't be choosers, but like Wallachia has the same tournament every time, and they do it well. It's a well-run tournament. They do good things. They take care of players well, good PCs, good hotel. Can't complain about anything about the event. Like the event is great, but there's no crowd, and it's the same thing every time. And so it feels much more like you're sitting in an office job, which is what not what you want entertainment to feel like, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what it is at the end of the day. We're not sitting in an office. We're like trying to put on a show. That's what it is, right? It's for people to watch and have fun after they finish work. And if there's no fanfare or hullabaloo, and it's not in like a different place, it's in Bucharest again, or it is in Serbia, it's in whatever the heck again. Like it's just I don't know. It's not, which is why like I think the ESL events are really exciting, or like Blast is doing the event in Singapore. That's really exciting, or stuff like that because it's like it's new and there's a crowd, and those two things matter. Like I felt like Raleigh was really exciting. I thought Raleigh had a great atmosphere, and it was really fun to watch, and it was fun to be there. Like Raleigh felt energizing. It was holy crap, it's in the States for like once in 60 million years, like even though it probably doesn't make that much sense to hold lands in the States, like still, I think that is like the lifeblood of esports in a lot of ways is newness and getting to interact with fans of different cultures and having like different people be able to go to the events if they want to, because they don't have to fly and the flights don't cost $1,000 and all this crap, right? Like to me, that's actually what it is. Online tournaments just kind of suck for viewership, and I think they make sense monetarily for the organizers, but I think they slowly drain the lifeblood of the scene. It's like I don't know. It's like just farming the topsoil over and over and over again, and like not managing like the crops, like your soil properly. Like is what I can equate it to the best properly. And then after 10 years of milking the topsoil, the ground is dead forever for 100 years.
I 100% agree with that. That's been my biggest gripe for the last year or two is that I feel like tournament organizers are not doing stadium events anymore, right? It's literally just TI. EWC is like hardly
It's not
a
a stadium event.
It's not a stadium event. It has a crowd, but it's not a stadium event. And then it's ESL ones, right? We get 2 ESL ones and a TI. That's literally it. Thankfully, Blast is doing some stuff. But yeah, it's like Dream League is such a long slog online tournament. PGL Wallachia is not as long as Dream Leagues, but there are more of them, and they're just going, back to back. And it's nice that we get to have players in the space. That's a start, but like it doesn't really mean anything unless it's from in front of a crowd and their cameras and lights going off, and there's that pressure on players to step up and perform. People act out for the cameras and stuff like that. Like you're missing, as you said, the entertainment element. And I that is my biggest complaint. I don't really care. I mean, I'll never care about the prize pool that much. So for me, it's all about the fans, and we don't get to see them. So
Yeah, I think that's another thing, but I don't know. We didn't talk about that either. But ESL can announce that they're removing one of their LAN events per year.
Yep. Doing
You guys
a
remember
Dream
this?
League, I think in December instead of
Plus
ESL
one
One
Dream
Asia.
League.
Yeah.
Yeah. think that is also extremely sad. I mean, it was cool what they wanted to do for the tier 2 scene, and I think stuff like that has to happen. It's good. But it's very sad that it comes at the cost of like one of the few crowd events that we have.
Do you think that tier 2 thing is actually going to be helpful to the scene? I almost feel like it's too late.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like, to be honest, like based on what I heard from people that played like Div 2 DPC, it seemed to do quite a lot. And I don't think it was like that much more money in the Div 2 DPC than this.
Okay.
So I guess, yeah, I don't know.
All right, fair enough. But yeah, I think losing one of the ESL ones, that sucks. But Blast is kind of replacing it since they're doing Singapore in the same kind of period. So I guess I just hope that it means that the one ESL one that they do a year is like a really big affair. And actually, maybe that's something that rivals TI more than EWC.
Yeah. No, that would be cool. Because I just think like it would be more... I mean, I think everybody feels this way, but I feel like the year when Valve did the 3 majors into TI was like the most exciting year ever to watch.
Sure.
And I would say like I was more of a viewer that year than a player for sure. So like I think I'm as like unbiased as anyone who doesn't care about the money in that regard. Like I wasn't getting the money. But that system to me was like really, really cool. You had like one event for each season. They were really, really hype because that was like the event, and everything else was just like you watched it if you wanted to have a good idea of how good the teams are, how good form they are, stuff like that. And then you watch those events to like really see who's the king for the 3-month stretch or whatever.
Yeah, maybe I feel like tournament organizers are already working together on like calendar and stuff like that. I just wish like we could make that system in the third party. Like you could make each one of the Blast really runs one event and they put everything they have into that one event for the year. Or, every year and a half. So you have like 2 events a year between PGL, Blast, and ESL, right? Like I feel like that is something that you could coordinate that would really hype up Dota. And as Quinn was talking about the top style, I feel like that would help re-nurture, the ground and make the entire system more healthy. And if the entire system is more healthy, then all the tournament organizers benefit from that. Instead of just basically just repeating the online stuff, which makes money, but doesn't actually do much for the space.
I mean, I would think it's pretty cool if like they each ran a crowd event, and then do like if they want to run multiple events for viewer numbers or whatever to sell for sponsors, then like just reduce the prize pool. Because I think honestly, to me at least, there is some correlation between prize pool and how excited general like people will get for events and how hard players will try. Like if the gap is big between the events, people will try harder for the ones with more money in them, and that will make for a more exciting Dota. I think it is nice to have like a little bit of like this,
Yeah, and you're saying it doesn't have to be, it could be as simple as 1 million, 10 million, or it could be as simple as 100,000 and 1 million, right? Or
something like that. Yeah, right. Like obviously, like there are certain cut-off numbers where you will attract, like you will no longer attract tier 1 teams.
Yeah.
So I think like you kind of have to find like the middle ground of that. But let's say like I don't know how many Wallachia there are this year. Let's say there's 3, and they're 750 or 1 million each. You make them 500, and then you make the last one 2 million. I think now and you make like the first 2 kind of qualify you to the last one or something like that. Now you already have like something that's slightly more exciting, and then you make the last one have a crowd, whereas the 2 first ones are just like studio events if they want to do that, and people have to show up and play the events because that's how you get to the.
Yeah, people have to play in Dream League in order to go to the big ESL 1. And you want to go to the big ESL 1 because that maybe is what leads you to TI, right? Because Valve is also doing TI invites. So you kind of need to be at events in order to, yeah.
Yep.
Well, good talk. Probably things that'll never happen.
It'll happen.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. We'll see.
Nigma will win an event this year, and this will happen next year. Mashallah.
Dota will be saved.
Gaben's sweet hole.